Now on CoastTV News.
Controlling congestion, why Rehoboth Beach is discussing a change to its schedule of fees for the parking season.
Plus, license limits loom. We have the next steps Ocean City is taking today when it comes to short-term rental restrictions and the opposition by some property owners.
Waking up to temperatures in the 20s this Tuesday morning. We say hello to the 40s as we begin to thaw out on Delmarva. I'll have details on how long that thaw will last.
And Laurel voters vote no.
It doesn't make sense to continue to dip in my pocket and not see the test score results to reflect that.
The aftermath of Laurel School District's failed attempt to increase its operation funds as enrollment continues to grow.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And we're now taking a live look at Rehoboth Beach. Not a lot of activity on the boardwalk right now, but we know it is a different scene in those summer months, and we could see a new twist to parking in the city. It is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we still have a bit of a way to go to get to those summer vibes.
Oh, I know you're counting down the days. Not even to summer, but to grilling season.
Grilling season. We are less than 2 months away from grilling season, Grace.
That's very exciting. I wish that this week we could promise some grilling weather, but maybe a little bit of a warm up.
I think if you're...
We'll take it.
If you could, you know, if the cold weather, there are people that will grill in any type of weather. I'm just not one of them. I have my set schedule. Chris has a set forecast, so let's check out First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono in the Weather Center. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. There may be a window for you to grill here in the coming days. You'll see that coming up in the 7-day forecast. But as we take a live look into Ocean City, it is another cold, dry start. But the good news is temperature right now 28. We're not seeing much of a wind chill. Temperatures right now holding at 24 Georgetown, 21 in Harrington, 26 in Salisbury. So considering where we've been over the past few mornings, this isn't too bad. You can see wind chills are primarily in the mid to upper 20s. Now we do have overcast skies across the peninsula at this hour, and we're going to be in the mix of partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. We have high pressure to the north. You could see some light snow across western Pennsylvania. Looks a bit more ominous than it actually is. Most of that is not even reaching the ground, and that continues pushing to the east. So we are in for a pleasant day, partly to mostly cloudy skies as we begin a thaw out on Delmarva. We say hello to the 40s. Could see a brief shower or sprinkle overnight into Wednesday morning. So we start the day in the 20s. Temperatures rising into the mid-40s this afternoon, so that is certainly going to feel good with the southerly wind anywhere between about 5 to 10 miles an hour with some gusts near 20 miles an hour. We'll talk about how long the 40s stick around, and we'll talk about some potential rain. Rain down the road as we go into the weekend. That's coming up in my full 7-day forecast here in a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour is parking in Rehoboth Beach. And on Monday, city commissioners held a budget meeting for fiscal year 2027, and the idea of congestion pricing was brought up.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. Elisa, the city commissioner said this would mean lower prices during some of the typically less busy weekdays and keeping the normal price during the busy time.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. In just a couple of months, meters like this one, they're going to be uncovered, and finding an open parking space like these ones around me, it's not going to be easy during those warm summer months. And actually, to park here during the busy season, which is from May 15th to September 15th, you actually have to pay $4 an hour at a meter like this one. At Monday's budget meeting, one of the commissioners asked the assistant city manager if it would be possible for the city to lower the price to park on some of the less busy days like Tuesday through Thursday and keep that normal $4 price the rest of the days. Assistant City Manager Evan Miller said that they do have the means to configure the system. It just takes time to set up the programming. Commissioner Good mentioned she has been advocating for a lower rate for some days of the week for quite some time now. Commissioner Good did mention it is February, so the time is ticking. Parking revenue in Rehoboth Beach dropped significantly during fiscal year 2026, falling nearly $1 million short of the city's projected budget. The city said parking revenue came in at $10.1 million, down from $10.6 in fiscal year 2026. And Commissioner Thier says that this is a concept that has been talked about for a couple of years now, but he said that he doesn't think it's going to be reasonable to do for summer 2026, but he said that for the next year, this should be a top priority for the city, and a study should be done about how congestion pricing actually will impact the area. Again, no actions were taken. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa in Rehoboth. And that parking decision is occurring at the same time that Lewis is looking to increase its fees as part of its fiscal year 2027 budget. Last week, we reported that there is a proposal of upping the hourly rate for in-town meters to $2.50 and beach parking to $3. The city says that if the fee changes go into effect this summer, it will generate an additional $250,000.
Ocean City officials are moving forward with a plan to limit short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods.
Leaders are expected to discuss the topic today.
A proposed ordinance would cap short-term rental licenses in the R1 and also the mobile home districts at 10% of all properties. According to town documents, that would currently allow up to 375 licenses, about 55 new licenses available.
Existing licenses would remain valid, but new licenses would prioritize Ocean City residents, with applications handled on a first-come, first-served basis. According to the town, the ordinance must pass by March 2nd to take effect for the 2026 rental season. Town leaders will gather at 1 p.m.
Cape May Lewis Ferry is announcing the first round trip scheduled for today. Been canceled. That includes that 8:45 a.m. departure from Lewis. It's important to note that the ferry has canceled several trips over the past 2 weeks because of ice conditions in the Delaware Bay.
An update to a story that we brought you on Monday. If you want to say and how housing could change in Lewis, mark your calendars for March 2nd. City leaders are planning a public hearing on accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, which are small, separate living spaces built on the same property as single-family homes. Lewis City Council set the hearing date during Monday night's meeting, and the city is looking at allowing these units in certain residential zones.
I think this is a very useful feature for these people. Some people may have a teenager who lives up there. Some people may have a home health aide who lives up there. But these uses are non-conforming. They are not contemplated by the code.
City officials say the goal here is to expand long-term rental options while keeping the look and feel of existing neighborhoods intact.
And you're now looking at video that we have of the corner of Milton-Ellendale Highway and Union Street Extended. This is where crews are building a Royal Farms. You can see a lot of trees have already come down with heavy equipment clearing and leveling the land before the convenience store and gas station are built up.
After a full day of voting in Laurel, the Laurel School District says voters have rejected a referendum that would have brought in new operating funds.
According to unofficial results the district shared on Facebook, 612 people voted in favor, while nearly double, 1,113, voted against it. This marked the district's first current expense referendum in nearly 40 years.
Leaders say the funding would have supported staff salaries, student services, transportation, as well as school safety as costs rise and enrollment grows.
Some voters who oppose the measure say they want to see stronger academic results before paying higher taxes.
A few years ago, we got a huge reassessment to build all new schools in the district. And come on, fixed income, I mean, it doesn't make sense to continue to dip in my pocket and not see the test score results to reflect that.
If the referendum had passed, the district estimated the average homeowner would pay about $171 more a year. And for more information on the referendum, head to the article that's on our website now, CoastTV.com.
U.S. military says 2 people are dead after a counter-narcotics operation Monday in the Eastern Pacific. Officials confirmed that a joint task force carried out a lethal kinetic strike against a boat they say was operated by designated terrorist organizations. According to military officials, intelligence indicated the vessel was traveling along known narco-trafficking routes in the Eastern Pacific and was actively involved in narcotics trafficking operations. New this morning, people who live in the Heritage Shores area may notice slightly lower water pressure. According to Bridgeville officials, staff discovered a leak at the base of the Heritage Shores water tower Monday afternoon, and the water you see is pooling in a field just south of the tower that's off of Wilson Farm Road. Town says there's no danger to homes or water quality, and repair crews are expected to arrive today.
New this morning, excitement for St. Patrick's Day ramping up in Ocean City. The town is announcing the date of this year's parade. According to officials, the celebration will take place Saturday, March 14th. People will begin to march down 60th Street starting at noon and head south to the 45th Street judging stand.
Now taking a live look at Washington, D.C., lawmakers had the chance to review unredacted Epstein files released by the Justice Department. And this comes as Ghislaine Maxwell, the co-conspirator of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, says she will answer lawmakers' questions if she gets clemency from President Trump.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us reactions after Maxwell pleaded the Fifth for every question asked by the House Oversight Committee on Monday.
Lawmakers given their first chance to view unredacted versions of the Jeffrey Epstein files that the Justice Department made public with large chunks blacked out, walking out with more questions.
What I saw that bothered me were the names of at least 6 men that have been redacted that are likely incriminated by their inclusion in these files.
Republican Thomas Massie then posting questions about 4 redacted names in one document. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche directly responding that the Justice Department had just unredacted all non-victim names in the file Massie referenced, and that the DOJ is committed to transparency. But lawmakers say there are still portions blacked out in what's supposed to be the unredacted files.
And that's because the documents produced to justice from the FBI, from the grand jury, was redacted when they got it.
As they push for full transparency, members of the House Oversight Committee voicing frustration after Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell refused to answer any questions in their deposition.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Repeatedly pleading the Fifth in a virtual appearance from the Texas prison camp where she's serving her 20-year sex trafficking sentence. Maxwell's lawyer saying she's, quote, prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump, something the president has not definitively ruled out and Epstein survivors passionately oppose.
Why would that even be entertained in any way? Lawmakers
in both parties have spoken out against clemency for Maxwell. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New overnight, Salisbury getting a major financial boost to improve drinking water on the Eastern Shore. State officials have awarded Salisbury more than $24 million to upgrade the Paleo water treatment plant.
City says the funding will replace aging filtration systems and modernize the plant's control technology. According to city leaders, the project includes new filters, a new treatment building, and upgrades designed to improve PFAS and nitrates from drinking water.
City leaders say Salisbury already meets the current PFAS standard and is preparing ahead of stricter regulations expected in 2031.
Also new overnight, investigators are working to determine the cause of a car crash in Selbyville. According to the Selbyville Volunteer Fire Company, this was the scene around 12:45 Monday afternoon. First responders say it happened near Bishopville Road and Hatchery Road.
And we're just getting started here on this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Coming up, Baker says goodbye. Why a champion of the famous Smith Island cake is walking away from her business.
Also, looking into landfill, what we know so far about an investigation in Wicomico County.
Still ahead, a multicultural club for kids is building bridges in Milford and beyond. How the club got its start more than a decade ago. And there is First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono in the Weather Center. He's working on those temperatures that are expected to get above the freezing mark, and he will tell you when we can expect that next.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. It has been a brutally cold stretch across the peninsula, not only with temperatures, but with wind chills. You can see this goes all the way back to January 28th. We've had well below normal temperatures where you see the dark blue. In fact, you have to go back to the 23rd of January to pick a day where we were above average. And temperatures right now are at 26 degrees in Salisbury. It is a dry start. Once again, we're at 29 in Cambridge, 27 in Lewis. These are pretty good temperatures considering where we've been in recent recent days. And the good news is not much of a wind chill out there this morning. We are seeing light southerly winds, and that's going to help get those temperatures into the 40s this afternoon. We are dealing with cloud cover at the moment. See some light snow well off to the north, but overall we stay dry today, getting those temperatures right around our seasonal averages for this time of year under partly to mostly cloudy skies. We'll talk about even milder temperatures in that 7-day forecast coming up.
Delaware's new paid leave program off to a strong start. The state started accepting claims January 1st, and workers received their first payments last week. Officials say nearly half of the approved claims, about 45%, are for medical leave, while 42% are for new parents. Family caregiver leave makes up 13%, and less than 1% is for military-related needs.
The Culture Club PR is a multicultural club for kids based in Milford. Coast TV's Ana Sofia Roman shows us who's behind it and what the mission is.
Neida Albarran, raised in Puerto Rico since she was very young, is the founder and director of the Culture Club PR. She started it 12 years ago on the island.
Puerto Rico is a very small island, but so many people from around the world come, and I just wanted kids to be able to appreciate their traditions, their cultures, be able to greet them in their language, and just know a little bit more about the great big world, beautiful world that's out there that they might not be able to see yet, but hopefully sparking that cultural curiosity will make them try to reach out and get out there.
The Culture Club PR has reached different towns and cities in Delaware, mostly in the South, with workshops on different cultures of the world.
We promote a culture of peace through multicultural learning, experiences, and celebrations. We do it through games, music, crafts especially, literacy.
For Albarran, it is a great satisfaction to be part of the development of children.
I believe it starts with the kids, so I invest as much as I can in instilling the value of unity, togetherness, hope, and the beauty of diversity into these children, whatever way I can.
An immersive experience for the little ones in our area. For the Ties That Bind Us, I'm Ana Sofia Roman.
Time is 5:21, and we're giving you a live look. Look at that sheet of ice there over that inlet in Ocean City. Chris, we are looking to get back to some normal temperatures today.
Yeah, it's going to feel pretty good considering where we've been, and it may actually help to get maybe some of this ice kind of broken up and kind of melted a little that we're seeing across our waterways here on the peninsula. Live look into Salisbury, 26 degrees, winds are calm, so that is certainly good news. We're not dealing with much of a wind chill. We're at 27 in Lewis, 26 Bethany, 24 Millsboro, 21 in Harrington. You can see winds are calm, wind flow generally out of the south, and that's going to help us warm up pretty nicely today. We're at 25 as far as the wind chill is concerned, so a far cry from where we were just a day ago with single-digit wind chills. Now we have a lot of clouds across the area. We have a disturbance passing to the north, bringing some light snow to central Pennsylvania. A lot of this, most of this, in fact, is not reaching the surface because it's just bone dry across the area. Now we have high pressure to our south. That's going to introduce the southerly wind flow, and then this cold front up across the upper plains, that's going to swing through on Wednesday, providing us another shot of some cold air. Not quite Arctic, but we're going to be back in the 30s by the end of the week. So we're going to be under a mix of sun and clouds through the day today. We get up into those mid to upper 40s, so looking pretty good. 46 in Georgetown, 44 in Ocean City, 43 Easton to 46 in Cambridge. So there's those clouds in and out throughout the day today. Overnight, we see a brief sprinkle or shower as we go into the wee hours of Wednesday morning. Most of us are not going to see a shower. As we go into Wednesday, partly cloudy skies. The winds are going to be picking up, especially as we go into the day on Wednesday as that cold front pushes through. Once again, mid to upper 40s. I think we'll squeak those temperatures out once again in the 40s, and then we'll see cooler temperatures by Thursday and Friday. Notice the southerly wind flow today. By tomorrow, we see the wind shift out of the northwest, picking up to near 25-30 miles an hour, so a breezier day on Wednesday, and those breezy conditions are going to continue into Thursday. You can see precipitation chances over the next 5 to 6 days, not really screaming off the board. We're going to stay pretty dry. It's Sunday is when our next storm system rolls in, and this looks to be primarily a rain event. So we stay dry and chilly through Friday. Valentine's Day looking fantastic. Clouds will increase late at night. And now the overnight runs have now pushed the storm system further to the south. This storm system has been all over the place. It's been north, it's been over us, and now it's being suppressed to the south. But we do have rain in the forecast. Looks like late Sunday night through Monday. So the weekend as a whole is not going to be completely a loss. 46 this afternoon as we thaw out on the peninsula. 36 overnight. So we stay above the freezing mark as we see that spotty shower. 45 into our Wednesday. So all in all, not too bad of a week. 37 into Thursday, mostly sunny skies into Friday. And for Valentine's Day, mostly sunny skies, 47. I think some areas on the peninsula will be around the 50-degree mark. And then 49 on Sunday with that rain late in the day in through the early part of your President's Day. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. An investigation into a landfill in Wicomico County continues. The inquiry into the Newland Park Convenience Center comes at the request of the Office of the State's Attorney. Officials say the area in Salisbury has been closed off to the public since Saturday, and it's still unclear what the State's Attorney's Office is looking for, and also unclear if anything has been found. People in the area are looking forward to getting more information.
If they wanted us to know, I guess they'd tell us, but you got to do what you got to do in the law in order to win your case, so that's what I think.
Curious to see what it's going to be about. We'll see in time. It'll tell.
According to officials, the landfill is expected to open back up today.
And up next on CoastTV News today, baker says goodbye. What's next for one baker of the famous Smith Island cake? We'll be right back. A Smith Island icon is saying goodbye. Baker Mary Addie Marshall is retiring, and she's one of the champions of the famous Smith Island cake. Marshall says she makes all of her cakes by herself and has for years. Through her business, she sent hundreds of Smith Island cakes to just about every state. However, the amount of calls she gets are just too much to handle on her own, she says. Marshall decided that December 2025 was the end of her professional baking career.
I think it was a good run. I've enjoyed it. I love talking to people. I love people, and I'm proud of what I've done. My cake is no better than nobody else's.
Marshall credits the cake for putting Smith Island on the map. She says other bakers will continue the tradition while she enjoys a well-deserved break.
Man, now I want some chocolate cake. As we take a live look into Ocean City, the frozen docks there, 29 degrees, winds are calm, and it's a dry start once again across the peninsula. Temperatures are going to get up into the lower to mid 40s today, so that is going to be a welcome across the area. And we're going to be under a mix of sun and clouds, partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day along the peninsula. Winds are going to be out of the south, anywhere between about 5 to 15 miles an hour. We're up to 40 in Rehoboth Beach and Lewis by around your lunchtime under partly cloudy skies through the afternoon. So all in all, pretty nice day on the peninsula. We start off with cloudy skies in Cambridge, partly cloudy through the afternoon. A beautiful afternoon along the eastern shore. Winds won't be as breezy as well coming in out of the south. They'll pick up a bit through the evening and overnight. Matt Spence, Seaford, Delaware, congratulations on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. We'll talk about even milder temperatures in that 7-day forecast coming up in our next half hour.
Thank you, Chris. After the break on Coast TV News today, Ghislaine Maxwell pleads how bipartisan lawmakers are reacting to a new deposition.
Also, water leak found. How Bridgeville officials say this leak near Heritage Shores could impact you.
Plus, curbing congestion. Details of a new parking proposal in Rehoboth Beach. Coast TV News today continues after the break.
Now on Coast TV News.
Bay Passage block. The latest on how icy conditions are forcing schedule changes for the Cape May Lewis Ferry.
Waking up to temperatures in the 20s this Tuesday morning. We say hello to the 40s as we begin to thaw out on Delmarva. I'll have details on how long that thaw will last.
Controlling congestion, why Rehoboth Beach is discussing a change to its schedule of fees for the parking season.
And housing hearing ahead, the next step in Lewis for regulating smaller housing units in the effort by the city to find that balance between owning a rental and keeping the look of existing neighborhoods intact.
This is Coast TV News Today.
February 10th, 2026. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for joining us today.
5:33 a.m. And Grace, there are still a couple of days remaining to get your Valentine's Day plan set.
That's right, Matt. I couldn't think of a better place to celebrate it than on Delmarva. Maybe a nice date at the Starboard.
Yeah, maybe.
Split a little crush, a Valentine's Day crush with your crush.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thought you were going to say what better way to spend it than at the CoastTV studios. But
You know what? 6 p.m., 11 p.m., if you just want to
6
hang out
a.m..
with us, good old Emma Aiken will be here joining you from your TV screen. And maybe she'll be my Valentine. Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Maybe. And you know who could be yours? First meteorologist Chris Mastrobono.
Well, I know we got some weather down the road on Valentine's Day weekend, but let's get focused in on this Tuesday morning. And Chris, we are expecting a little bit of a warm-up today. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt. Yeah, the forecast is actually trending in your direction, as you'll see a little later on as we take a live look in through Salisbury. It's a dry start out there. We're at 26 degrees, so we're not dealing with any single-digit temperatures this morning, so that's a step in the right direction. You can see we're holding at 26 in Rehoboth, 24 Long Neck, 24 in Milford, and we're at 25 in Delmarva. Unlike yesterday when we had sub-zero wind chills, single-digit wind chills, we're dealing with wind chills in the 20s this morning, so not really much of a wind chill out there with the calm winds. Now, we are dealing with a lot of cloud cover across the area. We have an area of low pressure well off to the north, spreading some light snow across western Pennsylvania. This moisture you see across portions of Maryland and Virginia, that is not reaching the surface. Atmosphere bone dry, so we're going to have partly to mostly cloudy skies to start across the peninsula. We get up to around the mid to upper 40s this afternoon. That will fall to 37 through the evening, so it's going to be a rather milder night. We're going to hold above the freezing mark as we go into the overnight hours, so enjoy the thaw over the next few days. And we do turn a bit on the breezy side as we go into the day tomorrow. Those winds will pick up as a cold front pushes through, and that cold front's going to bring in the return of 30-degree temperatures for highs by the end of the week, but no Arctic air. And coming up, we'll talk about that all-important Valentine's Day weekend forecast here in a bit.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this morning is parking in Rehoboth Beach. On Monday, the city of Rehoboth Beach held a budget meeting for fiscal year 2027, and the idea of congestion pricing was brought up.
We have Elisa Weber in Rehoboth Beach, where the commissioners say this could mean lower prices during some of those typically less busy weekdays. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. In just a couple of months, parking meters like this one will be uncovered, and it'll be hard to find open spaces like these right here in Rehoboth Beach. Right now, if you're looking to come to Rehoboth Beach from May 15th to September 15th, you're going to have to pay $4 an hour to park. But on Monday's budget meeting, one of the commissioners asked the assistant city manager if it would be possible to maybe do congestion pricing, meaning lower prices during less busy days of the week, like Tuesday through Thursday, and then keep that normal $4 price the rest of the week. And assistant city manager Evan Miller said that they do have the ability to do that. They just have to reconfigure the systems. But of course, it takes time to set up the programming. Commissioner Good mentioned she has been advocating for lower prices during the less busy days of the week for some time now. Commissioner Good did mention it is February, so time is ticking. Parking revenue in Rehoboth Beach dropped significantly during fiscal year 2026, falling nearly $1 million short of the city's projected budget. The city said parking revenue came in at $10.1 million. That's down from $10.6 in the fiscal year 2025. And Commissioner Thiers said that this has been an idea talked about for over a year, but he said he does not think it is realistic to put in place for summer 2026. He said, though, over the next year, the city should look into making this a possibility, as well as doing studies to see if congestion pricing actually is beneficial to the area. Again, no actions were taken. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa. From Rehoboth Beach to Ocean City, and officials there are moving forward with a plan to limit short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods.
Leaders are expected to discuss the topic today.
A proposed ordinance would cap short-term rental licenses in R1 and mobile home districts at 10% of all properties, and according to town documents, That would currently allow up to 375 licenses, leaving about 55 new licenses available.
Existing licenses would remain valid, but new licenses would prioritize Ocean City residents with applications handled on a first-come and first-served basis. According to the town, the ordinance must pass by March 2nd to take effect for the 2026 rental season. Town leaders will gather at 1 p.m. today. And the Cape May Lewis Ferry announcing the first round trip ride scheduled for today has been canceled. Important to note, the ferry has canceled several trips over the past 2 weeks due to those icy conditions in the Delaware Bay.
And we're now giving you a look at the corner of Milton-Ellendale Highway and Union Street extended video here of crews. They're building that Royal Farms. You can see a lot of trees have already come down with heavy equipment clearing and leveling the land before the convenience store and gas station are built up.
An update to a story that we first brought you on Monday. If you want to say and how housing could change in Lewis, mark your calendar for March 2nd. City leaders are planning a public hearing on accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. Those are small, separate living spaces built on the same property as single-family homes. Lewis City Council set the hearing date during Monday night's meeting. The city is looking at allowing these units in certain residential zones. City officials say the goal here is to expand long-term rental options while keeping the look and feel of existing neighborhoods intact.
New this morning, people who live in the Heritage Shores area in Bridgeville may notice slightly lower water pressure. According to town officials, a leak was discovered at the base of the water tower Monday afternoon, and the water you're seeing here is pooling in a field just south of the tower. That's off of Wilson Farm Road. Town says there's no danger to homes or water quality, and repair crews are expected to arrive today.
New this morning in Cambridge, a new sidewalk improvement program aiming to help property owners fix damaged or uneven residential sidewalks. Officials say the program is voluntary and will be offered on a first-come and first-served basis. And under the plan, the city will hire and pay contractors to complete those repairs. Property owners will repay the cost through a no-interest loan spread over 5 years and added to property taxes. We are now taking a live look into Tucson, Arizona on this Tuesday morning as the search for Nancy Guthrie has entered its 10th day.
Yeah, this as officials say a second purported deadline passed on Monday.
Reed Binion showing us the latest as Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie says the family believes their 84-year-old mother is still out there.
A second purported deadline has passed in the disappearance of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother. According to a purported ransom note sent to a Tucson TV station, Nancy Guthrie's possible abductors demanded $6 million by 5 p.m. Monday. The note included a threat to Guthrie's life if demands weren't met. Just hours before that deadline passed, Savannah Guthrie posted another video to social media, this time addressing the public instead of her mother's alleged kidnappers.
We believe our mom is still out there. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help.
People seem to have been heeding that call, with new billboards going up across the country urging anyone with information about the case to call authorities. The FBI releasing a new statement Monday night, saying it still has not identified a suspect or a person of interest in the case. The agency also appealing to the public, writing in part, quote, "Someone has that one piece of information that can help us bring Nancy home." Harvey Levin of TMZ, which also received a ransom note, reacting to the statement.
Well, I think it aligns with Savannah Guthrie's desperate plea today.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
New overnight, Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell pled the fifth in a virtual deposition on Monday. The House Oversight Committee subpoenaed Maxwell to testify about her and Epstein's crimes as their latest collaborators in an alleged sex trafficking ring. According to committee chair James Comer, she invoked her Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. Republicans and Democrats on committee say by refusing to answer questions, Maxwell is holding back justice for the young women and young girls that she and Epstein abused.
And we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
And support for steam engine, where Lewis says it could put the locomotive on display in the city.
Also, Battle of the Blue, why tonight's boys basketball game between Woodbridge and Seaford is more than a rivalry game. It's a reunion. We've got that story. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Hope this Tuesday morning is treating you well, Delmarva. As we take a live look into Dover, you see the snowy landscape there. We're definitely going to get some melting today across those areas, especially where we still have some snowpack, northern Sussex through Kent County and portions of the midshore. We're at 25 in Dover, 27 in Lewis, 28 in Salisbury, 31 Smith Island, and we're at 28 in Ocean City. The good news is we have seen calm winds this morning, so wind chills are pretty much the same as what the actual air temperatures are. We are dealing with some overcast skies as a weak disturbance passes to our north, spreading some light snow across portions of central Pennsylvania. So seasonable temperatures over the next few days, so that is certainly going to be good news. Now a cold front is going to bring some colder air, not quite Arctic, by the end of the week as we go back into the 30s, and then look at that for Valentine's Day, back up to near 50 degrees. So that's certainly going to be nice. You can give your first alert weather phone a call for your latest forecast. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast here in a few minutes.
The Lewis Junction Railroad and Bridge Association has launched a community fundraising campaign. It's aimed at bringing a historic steam locomotive back to the city. The effort's called Bring Number 60 for 250, with the goal of raising money to relocate and install a 1913 Pennsylvania Railroad steam locomotive at the Lewis Junction. The engine would join the existing rail display near the Lewis Public Library and the Rollins History Museum.
New this morning, Sussex County Libraries are giving young readers something to look forward to. The organization says its Children's Book Festival will take place on May 2nd. Organizers say it will feature an author meet and greet, food trucks, as well as other vendors, a petting zoo, and train rides. Families can head over to the Milton Library from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to participate.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
These two guys know each other pretty well. Who are they, you ask? Well, on the left, that's Vince Evans Jr., the athletic director and boys basketball coach at Seaford. On the right, there's Marvin Morris, the head coach for Woodbridge Boys Hoops, and when those two teams play tonight, it'll be a reunion. Back when Coach Evans originally got the Blue Jays job, his top assistant was Morris. They had plenty of success together, but Morris eventually left for the top job with the Blue Raiders. That means twice a year, the old colleagues and friends get to play some chess on the court against each other. Evans even said it's like coaching against himself. If that's the case, he's gotten pretty good at it. Seaford has beaten Woodbridge the last 11 times they've matched up. That includes back in January when the Jays beat the Raiders by 21. For what it's worth, though, Woodbridge has won 5 of its 6 games since then, and this is a rivalry game, so anything can happen. You can watch the game tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network. Tip-off is at 6:30, but tune in at 5 to watch the same schools battle it out in girls basketball. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
And coming up tonight on DSN, you just heard all about it. At 5, we have that girls basketball game with Seaford and Woodbridge, and then at 6:30, it's the boys game that we just previewed. You can catch the final score at 10:30. Now, those two basketball games are on DSN Plus, along with these exclusives at 6 p.m. It's the start of a couple of boys basketball games for you, and Y-High faces Mardella. 6:30, Sussex Central hosts Polytech, and Smyrna takes on Cesar Rodney. And then at 7, the Gunston School visits St. Peter and Paul in girls basketball.
If you're having a rough week, cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up now for free at coasttv.com/sign up to get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Well, we're seeing normal temperatures for a winter morning here on Delmarva with temperatures in the 20s. No sub-zero wind chills this morning. We are in for a pleasant day above 40 degrees. I'll let you know how long this thaw will stick around. My full forecast comes back.
And the time is now 5:51 a.m. as we're taking a live look out into Salisbury. And Chris, you've got some good news. Maybe we're not seeing any tropical weather, but 40 degrees sounds a lot nicer than what we've had.
No 60s or 70s just about yet, but it's been so cold that, yes, average temperatures are going to feel a whole lot better than where we've been over the past month and a half. 29 in Ocean City right now, dew point 17, so still very dry atmosphere out there. We're at 25 in Milton, 22, Harrington 24, Millsboro. We have calm winds, but the winds have now shifted out of the south, and the winds will pick up a bit later on this evening, so we're not seeing a wind chill this morning. The wind chill pretty much the same as the air temperature. Seeing some light snow pass through central and northern Pennsylvania. Most of this is not reaching the surface. We have overcast skies across the peninsula this morning. High pressure just off to our south is going to continue sliding offshore, and that's going to pull in that milder air. This cold front up across the upper plains, that's going to swing through for our Wednesday, bringing a reinforcing shot of some colder air. We get those temperatures in the mid to upper 40s this afternoon under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the south 5 to 10. So we thaw out on Delmarva. 46 in Milford this afternoon, 44. Rehoboth 46 in Cambridge, 48 in Salisbury, and 46 Pocomoke City. So Futurecast shows the partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon. As we go into the overnight, disturbance going to be passing to our north, could bring a brief shower across portions of the area. I think the best chance to see that would be across portions of southern Delaware, northern portions of the midshore. Brief sprinkle at least through the daybreak tomorrow. All that is out of here, and we are looking at another dry day tomorrow under partly cloudy skies. It does turn a bit more on the breezy side. You see the winds out of the south today. We'll pick up, we're gusting to 20, 25 through the evening and overnight, so that's going to help keep temperatures to not drop all that much overnight. But then as you see tomorrow, northwest winds as that cold front approaches, and we'll see those wind gusts picking up to about 30 miles an hour. We're going to stay pretty dry through the week. I think we're dry really through Sunday night, and then that will be our next chance. Notice the rain symbol there. Yes, this system, as we go into Sunday night, it's been all over the place. Some of the miles have been pushed north to the south. Right now it's been trending to the south, but we are looking at primarily a rain event there as we go in through Sunday night into your Monday. 46 this afternoon as we thaw out on Delmarva. 36 with that spotty shower or sprinkle. The good news is we stay above freezing, so not expecting any ice concerns. 45 for your Wednesday, and then there's that slightly cooler air by the end of the week. 37 into Thursday, mostly sunny skies. Friday and Valentine's Day, a beautiful day, 47. And then watching that chance for rain late Sunday through Monday. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And we are now giving you a live look at downtown Milan, Italy. We're closing in on noon there. There is a 6-hour difference in time zones as the 25th Olympic Winter Games continue. And now let's take a look at the medal count. The U.S. has 2 gold medals so far, no silver, no bronze, bringing their total, if my math is correct here, their total number of medals is 2, Grace. Did I do that right?
Oh, goodness.
Italy has 1 gold, 2 silver, 6 bronze, making their total of 9. And then we have Japan with 2 gold, 2 silver, 3 bronze. They have a total of 7.
Some tough competition there, Matt. Well, our coverage of the Olympics will continue all the way to the closing ceremonies on February 22nd, right here on CoastTV.
And we got a programming note for you due to the Winter Olympics from February 9th through the 20th. You can catch Jeopardy on our sister station. That's Fox 21 at its regular time, 7:30 p.m. Same show, same time, just a different channel. That's while the games are on.
And the time is now 5:55 a.m. Time to check in with our very familiar coastal pet of the day.
Yeah, we got our buddy here, Benny, on your screen right now. You can see Benny still trying to enjoy his time outside in the snow, even though these below freezing temperatures we've been having. It's been a bit of a struggle there. As always, Benny was submitted to us by Tammy and Seaford.
Benny and Tammy always seem to have a fun time. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. You send us photos, tell us what makes them so special. Maybe they're also taking a nice little sled ride in the snow. If you take a look at your screen now.
Yeah, scan that QR code, get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Not only are we getting above the freezing mark today, but getting above the 40-degree mark, mid to upper 40s, partly to mostly cloudy skies through the day today. And your 10-day forecast shows the mild temperatures continuing into Wednesday. Cold front will drop us back into the mid to upper 30s. We stay sunny and dry Friday. Valentine's Day looking very nice. We're near 50 degrees, and then watching a storm system that will bring us rain Sunday night into Monday, and then holding above average into the early part of next week, holding in those low to mid 50s. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And coming up in our next hour, our Rehoboth rate reduction, why city commissioners are taking an early look at possibly changing parking fees for certain days during the summer season. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.